Welcome to Subramani. Some of the changes which are happening in India are happening very quietly and like what a research report says, in the background kind of a thing, that we will have 8 crore people with the net worth, with incomes in excess of rupees 20 lakhs a year, right? That makes us really rich. By 2030 we will have more consumers in India with the affluence of Europe than what Europe has as of today. Yes, we will become a powerhouse of consumption. Our GDP will be higher, our per capita income is nowhere near them, and we are able to see all this. When you travel around the country, you see people taking longer vacations, bigger vacations. Of course, there are a lot of younger people taking vacations only abroad, largely Europe, right? Because Europe has really got cheap. But anyway, not getting into that. But a lot of travel is happening, and 100 new airports. Let that just sink in. 100 new airports, even having 4-5 flights. Many of the smaller airports is going to generate jobs for a lot of people. It's going to create jobs for Ola and Uber drivers. It is going to create jobs for auto rickshaw drivers. And when you travel even to South India, you find a lot of people from Northeast traveling right down to Madurai and Tirunelveli, and they're doing maybe hospitality service or something like that. So people coming from Jharkhand as carpenters to South India, people going from South India to North India for jobs. That has increased. People taking bigger vacations, longer vacations, and expensive vacations. People are taking expensive vacations, like the whole family is going out and staying in a good property, right? So they're looking for swimming pools and gyms and hotels. So yes, I do think the 100 new airports, increasing income and increasing income at a higher level, which means the people who have more discretionary income is also all that is going to help you in creating jobs at the lower end for not very educated people. Look, the software engineers are anyway employed in software, but here we are talking of people who barely managed graduation, but they are also getting jobs in airports, in aircrafts, not just the airline industry, but the hotel industry. There is the service industry, which is taking people around, guides and all those people. A tremendous amount of impact will be there, and we are nowhere near our pre-COVID levels of tourist arrival. So I do think that the tourism industry is going to have a great time. So if you see shares of Thomas Cook, Mahindra Holiday Resorts, Indigo, maybe Indian Hotels, I'm sure some more listing will happen for more airlines, right? Akash Airlines and all that will come. So all that is the whole infrastructure of travel is increasing. The number of people who are traveling is increasing. The quality of spend at all those places is also increasing, which is the feedback you get from a lot of places which are not very the traditional places are anyway booming, and the non-traditional places are also booming, and also the cost of transport having gone down. People are just having a big group of 10-12 people hiring a Bajaj Tempo and traveling. This is happening with upper class families, lower end families, right? They're also, so therefore there is definitely a boom. If you want to participate, you have to be buying all those kind of shares. So after this, what happens is there is pressure on infrastructure. So infrastructure expenditure will go up. Now infrastructure expenditure going up is a given, but we have been saying this for too long. We've been saying this for a very long time, saying that infrastructure in India will go up. I think we are seeing some green shoots. Capacity utilization is good, so that is one good thing. So, another thing completely unexpected was the rising power of energy in Europe. Does that mean some of the European production will shift to India, at least on a temporary basis? I think so, and it's a question of weighing the cost of shipment versus the cost of electricity or any energy source to make that in India. I do think that will happen. Impact of that is very difficult to gauge over a period of time. I'm also seeing that of course the big the HULs, Nestle's and Colgates have their own distribution chain, but I'm seeing smaller FMCG companies which are currently even perhaps unheard of developing their own distribution chain. The advantage here is there is somebody called Amazon who has really developed a good distribution chain, so you can use the same courier, same people, recruit from there, all that can happen. So the FMCG market is going to see a lot of change. You will have people like Patanjali and Dabur available in more parts of the country, and that could hurt some of the more established players. Having said that, look at the market share of HUL, right? So those things are not really changing much. So you will within the FMCG industry, you might see some leadership position changing, or at least some of the leaders losing a part of their market share to some of the new upstart entrants, right? So that could happen. We are all seeing a shift in we are all seeing a transformation which is very slow even in our own families, right? So people are people are buying those expensive things, people are buying those they are taking those expensive holidays, all those things are happening. People are spending a lot more than they were spending earlier. The fact that their children are earning extremely well makes them very comfortable. Having said this, I am not here to say that whole of India is booming. There is one part of India which is booming and one part of India which is aspirational, which might just take to anything to get all those things, right? They may not have the patience. So yes, you're going to be worried. You have to be worried about a social order. There could be a problem. There is no reason why a poor man in Delhi or Bombay is not going to be not going to think the shortcut to riches is to kill and acquire, right? So which is happening in the US is very likely to happen in India. The social disparity is too high, and you have Facebook and social media largely accentuating it, and more people are going to, so you have to be worried about the social problem of showing off, and but showing off is not going to go down, right? So that is these are 2-3 things you can see capacity utilization, which means infrastructure would definitely mean more opportunity for BFSI. You can already see the green shoots in borrowing which is happening, which is obviously going to impact your credit rating and your banking sector. People are going to come and have themselves rated, because as mutual funds have more and more money coming into debt, right now that's not a big number, they will be looking for opportunities for rated bonds, etc. So there is going to be boom in these sectors. Pharma has corrected over a period of time, over maybe 2.5 years. It has not done anything. So Path Labs, of course, your hospitals, Apollo has run up too much. Fortis is available, but one is not very clear about what is happening in Fortis. But yes, so 2-3 hospitals are available. Path Labs are high. The Path Lab prices are not too high. In fact, they've slightly corrected. Pharma, so some of those opportunities might be there in pharma. Generally, there is enough to feel optimistic, except that Europe is going through hell.